Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this new episode of Sartorial Talks. Today, we're going to speak about socks. It may sound to you a little bit strange that we're going to dedicate a full episode of Sartorial Talks about socks, but we're going to show you that this small accessory of your wardrobe may be so much more interesting than you may think. And for that, I have the pleasure and even the honor to receive in our home in Bourgogne the people that many people called the kings of socks in the world, Vincent Metzger and Jacques Tiberghien, who are the founders of a very, very famous brand in France and now around the world. I will say it in French. It's called Mes Chaussettes Rouges, meschaussettesrouges.com, or you can write My Red Socks, but the name of the website is Mes Chaussettes Rouges, which means My Red Socks, which is probably, not probably, for sure, the most important luxury socks online shop in the world. And so we are very proud because both of them are young entrepreneurs. Well, I mean young because we know each other since a long time. I still believe they are very young, but they are probably 12 years older than when we first met. But when we started Parisian Gentlemen in 2009, they started their company, Mes Chaussettes Rouges, also in 2009. So we can say that we started together. Hello, Jacques. How do you do, my friend?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting us.
Oh, with great pleasure. And Vincent, how do you feel?
Very well, thank you, Hugo.
Was the Chablis very good?
Very, very good. It's
Yes.
always a pleasure to come in this region, both for you and the wine.
That's very cool. We have to confess, we had a little glass of Chablis, because as we say in France, it's always a good idea to uplift your spirit before going on air on Sartorial Talks. So, as usual, my friends, we have no idea if we're going to do 1 hour, 40 minutes, 60 minutes. We only have one little problem of battery because, in production these days, the problems is not about lenses or lighting or sound, it's about batteries. So we should do a talk, or let's talk as usual. This is the spirit of Sartorial Talk. So maybe around 45 minutes, 1 hour, and you're gonna discover a world which is more interesting than you can really believe, because socks are becoming these days a very interesting element of style. But even the craftsmanship behind socks is extremely interesting. So, first question, you are very famous in the world for how you started this company. And this is a very interesting story. It started in Rome, in the Vatican, actually, when you were aware of who the ecclesiastes, the people from the clergy, were wearing red socks, purple socks, and black socks, and that gave you an idea. I think there was the first idea that gave birth to your company. Can you tell us this story, Jacques?
Of course. Yeah, when he was young, Vincent heard about Gammarelli because former Prime Minister, Edouard Balladur, who was very elegant, had a tailor in Savile Row, and he used to wear Gammarelli socks. Gammarelli, yeah. So he first knew Gammarelli when he was quite young, and one day he went to Rome, and unfortunately the shop was closed, and then I went to Rome, and he asked me to buy just a few pairs, and it was also closed because they're always closed on weekends, so it was difficult to buy these Gammarelli socks.
So Gammarelli is historically a tailor for cardinals.
So they do these very big outfits for cardinals, for bishops, for priests, for popes, of course.
Yes.
And
they were doing socks also.
And they were also doing socks, but it was a tiny part in the business.
Yes.
So what was funny is that when you're not an ecclesiastic, the only thing you can buy in this shop is socks. So
I didn't think about that.
It was something. It was a very small production, but it was still funny for some people to go there. And a few months after, we had friends going there during a week, not a weekend, but a week.
Yes.
So he bring back socks, and we started then with a first tiny order. I think the first order was like 50 pair.
50 pair.
50 pair, 50.
Only 50 pairs.
Of red socks only?
No. Black, purple, and red socks.
Yes.
So we had something like a 4 per size.
Yes.
And what is funny is that the very first order was, I think, a psychiatre in Montpellier.
A psychiatric?
Yeah, psychiatric doctor in Montpellier. and he bought 7 pairs, same color, same size. So we ran out of stocks the first order.
This is crazy history. And so, for that I understand well. So you are, both of you still student? Did you at the university?
Yeah, it was the summer, just after we finished our
university.
Exactly.
You did a business school, both of you.
Yeah.
And you know each other before business school.
Exactly.
You were buddies at school, basically.
Exactly.
Okay. And so, that I understand well. So, Gammarelli is a tailor at the Vatican for specialized into cardinals' outfits and bishops' outfits, and they were doing a little bit. And so, what about the story about the black, the purple, the red? Tell me about
the black is for priests, the purple for bishops, and the red for cardinals.
Okay.
The Pope, who is also a cardinal, can wear red or white because his outfit is white.
Okay.
And so the idea of wearing cardinal socks was very interesting. It's like wearing, the leather jacket from the Air Force or things like that. There is all an history that was very interesting. And also this very bright red is very easy to identify.
Yes.
So this is probably what struck me when I first heard about Gammarelli.
Yeah. And so you just went and so you bought a few pairs just to try if the idea was good with this name Mes Chaussettes Rouges.
Because red.
So you did the website by yourself?
It was a very simple website in 2009. The web design was very simple, very different.
I remember very well. I started the same time.
And the red, so rouge in French, was of course the most iconic color. So in our range of socks.
Yes.
So we called the shop Mes Chaussettes Rouges.
Yes.
And it started quite well from the beginning.
But wait, don't go too fast because you sell the first 50 pairs.
Yeah.
And so then what do? You just go back to Gammarelli in Vatican and say, toc, 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 maybe we can distribute your socks or something?
Yes, exactly. We were a bit afraid that somebody would steal the idea. So we contact them and ask them if we could find an agreement and made a contract so that we get the exclusivity for retailing these socks.
Wow. You were bold because you were 2 young guys, right?
It was not so long ago because it was only in 2009. But for Gammarelli, Gammarelli is mainly a tailor, and they are very good craftsmen, but they were not online at all. On their letter paper, there were no internet address. There were their telegraph number. So,
oh my God! But they are connected to God.
Yes, exactly.
Connected. They were online, but there was
the best connection.
Yes. And so they accepted.
So they accepted at the beginning for 6 months for France, and for 1 year for Europe, and then each time we were signing, we were
a renewal of the contract,
and then it was for worldwide for 10 years, and then so this was 12 years ago, and last year. We signed again for 10 years. So
10 years?
Yeah. So,
oh my God. And Gammarelli is still a kind of a family company like many?
Completely. 100%. It's 3 cousins. Now, Annibal Gammarelli died something like 3 years ago. He was very nice. We had the luck to meet him. Yes. And he was a very, very nice person. Yeah. And now it's his son and 2 of his cousins running, but it's still very, very familiar.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may not know, but in Italy it's quite common that all the craftsmen and most of the people who are doing this kind of artisanship and craftsmanship, most of them are family. It's very anchored in Europe and specifically in Italy. They are very, very, is very attached to that. Even the biggest name.
And when you put your name on each product, it's something.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you speak about Loro Piana, now it's been bought by LVMH, but before was the family Loro Piana.
Yeah, exactly.
And for example, in your business, Bresciani is an important brand, and they are such a sweet family, and it's still a family.
Yes, exactly.
It's only, and the name of the family is the brand.
Yeah.
It's the same for Dolce Gabbana, Prada. All this is names of families. This is very Italian. So, go back in time. So you here, you just had this idea to say, okay, we're going to create a shop we call My Red Socks. That's a kind of funny idea, but you were right, because quite quickly the media they hooked on you. Say, oh wow, that's a good idea. The socks of the cardinal and the pope, even if you're not a Christian or Catholic, it didn't really matter. It was you launched a kind of a fashion.
With this idea that if it's good for the Pope, it's good enough for you.
That's a funny way to say it. So you launched a little bit of fashion because I remember we worked together very early. We took them at the cradle.
Really big.
They were very, very... You were just created and we started to work together to try to promote because we love this idea.
Thank you.
It's a very interesting idea and I think it's fun and at the same time it has some depth. You know, it's not only about, it's a little bit, somebody can say, guys, this red socks of the Pope and Cardinal is a little bit of a gimmick. But no, it's not only that, it's that it's coming from a family, Gammarelli, from the Vatican, it has some craftsmanship. And so, soon after that, you started to grow. And it quite fast, actually. It took off quite fast.
Yeah. In fact, we had many customers and most of them ask us for, of course, navy socks and
other colors.
Other colors. And we had no reason to have other color from Gammarelli. And at this time, we were friends with Alain Stark, who was running Stark & Sons, Rue de la Paix, fantastic tailor.
Despite his name, it was a French tailor.
It's a French, Alain Stark, I have to explain, I'm sorry to interrupt you because, Cosmos, you have to put this camera on me, because I have to explain something very important for the people. Okay, in France, we have something very specific, which is called Académie Française. The academicians, we call them the immortals. Not that they don't lose their body and they don't die, because unfortunately everybody dies, but they are called the immortals because they are nominated and they are granted this title for life. And most of them, they die very, very old. These are the people who are in charge of defending the French language and writing the dictionary. That's the first mission of the academy. And these people, when you are awarded the title of academician, you have to wear a suit, which is a frock suit, very specific, green, which with a very specific of olive trees embroidery, 600 hours by hand for one suit. And Mr. Stark, they are talking about, who passed away in 2014, he was such a sweet man, was the tailor who was doing the academician suits.
Exactly.
And of course, the academician suits were green, and they were wearing green socks.
Matching the outfit.
This is where you started with red socks, black socks for the priest, bishops purple, cardinals and pope red, and then academicians green.
Green. Yeah, it's a dark
green.
Show
me the green.
Yeah, it's here in the middle.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. Look at that. So this is the socks of the Académie Française.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Isn't it crazy that we have socks of the cardinal, of the pope, and now the academician? These two guys are special guys. You will discover more.
These on all the Mazarin socks.
Yes.
There is on the top a tiny green line.
Yes.
That reminds the customers that it's a brand dedicated for the Académie Française.
So you partner with Alain Stark, which is making this for the academician, and then you decide that from there you can develop other colors.
Yeah, because we have, of course, a lot of demand from customers.
Yes.
And we started to have many colors, many patterns, and we also wanted to work with all the best maker of socks in the world.
Yes.
And most of them are in Italy, of course.
If not all of them, actually.
If not all of them, of course. And that's why we also started to work with a fantastic brand, which is Bresciani.
Bresciani. We have to say hello to the Bresciani family.
They are
great people.
Great people.
Unfortunately, the father passed away a few months ago.
With COVID, first COVID.
He was a victim of the virus. We lost a few people with the COVID-19. Specifically, it was difficult in Italy. That at one moment, the pandemic hit very hard. So it was a shock for us because it's difficult for the families to live through this. But Massimiliano...
And Massimiliano and his brother, who were already running the firm before, are doing a fantastic job, and they used to work before for all big luxury brands.
Yes.
So because all luxury brands sell socks,
of course,
and none of them, I think, produce the socks, so they have suppliers, and Bresciani is one of these.
It's one of the best. We're going to come back and look at Bresciani sock, but this is very important. So we are still at the beginning. You start with the colors and with plain colors, mainly with Mazarin. So Mazarin is the name of a cardinal, right? In France.
What is funny is that Mazarin was a French prime minister under Louis XIII.
Louis XIII.
Louis XIII. And he was Italian, but he made a lot for France. And our socks are made in Italy, like the Cardinal Mazarin. But they are good for France.
These guys are very coherent in everything they do. And so
and Mazarin gave the building of the Académie Française in Paris, which is fantastic. And
along the River Seine. In front of the Louvre.
He gave it to
the French states.
That's good. So, but now I see, you will see, ladies and gentlemen, that we don't talk about only plain socks. You're going to see a lot of different patterns. But before going into that, I would like to go back a little bit into a little bit of technical, because socks seems like a very, you buy socks, or you can, in France, in Europe, I don't know if it's the same in the US or in the UK, we love to gift socks because it's a beautiful gift to people, specifically when there are high quality socks like that. But socks are made with what? They're made with cotton, mainly?
Yes, there are several materials. Cotton is the most common.
Yes.
We have several ranges of cotton, and we also have wool. We also have linen, cashmere, silk. We also like exotic wools like Vicuña, camel hair, Angora, because it's always interesting to test the possibilities with each yarn.
Of course. So show me the normal cotton yarn. This one, for example.
This is exactly a mercerized cotton. The name, the idea of mercerization comes from John Mercer, a Scottish guy who invented this process that burns the small fibers that goes out of the yarn
to make it perfectly neat.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what we call mercerized socks.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me, with this little piece of yarn, how many miles can you do with this? Say it in kilometers.
In kilometers, it's 2 yarn and each together, and each yarn you can do 90 kilometers with 1 kilo.
With 1 kilo, and that's 1 kilo?
That's 1 kilo.
That's 1 kilo.
Yeah. So that is to say, if we take every piece of wool of that, we can do 180 kilometers. That will be 120 miles just with this.
Yeah.
To tell you, to understand how thin this is. We could go from here close to Paris.
Exactly.
Basically, just with this thing.
This
is crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy, and this is also a guarantee of the quality of the cotton, because you can make cotton yarn that is so thin only if you have the best cotton fiber.
Otherwise,
because you need to have long fibers to have such a thin yarn.
Yeah. So to make things clear, everybody, we are talking here with these two gentlemen of luxury socks. But when we talk about luxury socks, we don't talk about things that are unaffordable for people. Of course, if you have the habit to buy 5 pairs of socks for $2, this is not the shop for you. But if you are able to spend, let's say, you start around $25, I would say, for a pair of socks. Around $25 for a beautiful pair with fine cotton. You will discover little by little during this show, I hope, what a fascinating object it is and how you can also express yourself with socks. Because since these guys and a few others in the world decided to really reshuffle the cards and push this industry. The industry of socks is going up, and specifically in the sartorial world, we sartorialists are more and more interested in that, because it's a way also to express oneself. So that's cotton. So this one is mercerized, and as far as I know now, you are doing something very special, which is not mercerized.
Yeah, not mercerized. It's more simple, but in fact, at the beginning, John Mercer invented the mercerization.
Yes. It's softer.
Yeah.
It's softer,
it's softer. That's why there. So first John Mercer invented mercerization to have no peeling on the socks, because when you burn all the fibers that are not in the yarn, you have no peeling, so which was very good. But the yarn maker with which we are working,
he found a solution.
With a better compression of the fiber, so you have all these fibers that stay, but also you have no peeling. And
peeling. So it's a little bit less bright than the mercerized. It can be a little bit more casual. I can say that.
Exactly.
But it's very comfortable.
Very comfortable and very soft.
Yes, very soft on the feet.
You have
I can feel it on my hand.
You have a bit a wool feeling.
Yes, that's correct. So these are, this is the 90% of the production of luxury socks. We call it cotton lyle.
Exactly.
Yes. In French, we say Scottish cotton. I don't know why we say that.
Yeah, because John Mercer was Scottish.
Because, but everything's come from Italy. Right?
Exactly. The
filatura, where they're produced.
The yarn comes from Italy. Of course, the cotton is produced not in Italy but in Egypt.
Of course.
And then it's. The yarn is made in Italy. The socks is made in Italy. And then we sell it to France.
In France, and then you ship worldwide. You ship to how many countries?
How many countries, Vincent?
I don't know, maybe 150.
Very.
Last week we had a customer in Angola, which was one of the countries where we had no customers. So we ticked when you can country last week.
Now we move to this. This is silk. I can tell you immediately. Mamma mia, I say this is a fantastic material. Right? So you make silk socks.
Yeah, we make silk socks. It's very light. The touch is great.
Also, the brightness of the color is also very interesting.
Wow! It's I can tell you this is almost this is an experience, and it's more fragile. The silk socks.
It's more fragile. Silk is not for durability. It's for the shine, the brightness, and the comfort, the softness. It's
you might say from special occasion, for example.
Yes, this is why people like to wear it with tuxedos for a formal occasion.
Yes.
Also because the shine is an echo to the shining lapels.
Lapels.
Of the tuxedo, but it's for sure for special occasion. Or special customers.
Vincent like to say, and I think you will understand very simply, that a very good socks is like a good bottle of wine. It does not last more, it's just better.
Yes, and he knows my weakness. That's the problem. They all know my weakness. And then you have, this is cashmere.
Yeah, this is cashmere and silk.
It's a blend. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a fantastic blend.
Now we are reaching the real luxury.
Cashmere is for warmth, softness.
Yes.
And the added silk is also for the brightness of the color.
Brightness and fluidity of the socks.
Fluidity and the touch. It's an excellent blend. I mean, when you touch it, you immediately know why.
What is funny is that cashmere is quite fragile. Silk is quite fragile, but together they're less fragile because it's not the same kind of fragility.
I understand. Because 70% cashmere, 30% silk, which is good. And this is from Loro Piana, which is very famous in the world for producing one of the best cashmeres. So just to let people understand quickly, we are talking about luxury socks, but the price of a cotton pair at Mes Chaussettes Rouges, which is luxury socks, is around $25. We can say that silk will be around 45. And cashmere will be 60?
60, 70. Cashmere and silk 60, around 65.
Up to 90 when it's a bit thicker like this. This is thick cashmere, so there is more.
This is for the winter, really.
This is winter collection.
Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, if you put your feet inside this, you are dead. You don't do anything else. And me
there is no way back.
That's the problem, because the problem is durability, and the problem also is how you maintain. But we're gonna go into this a little bit later. But no, let's speak about this, because it's a problem for many people, because they say, okay, all this is fantastic. You can have access to luxury because. Well, we speak about cashmere, we speak about silk, but it's, quote unquote, affordable if you can dedicate a little bit of, if you get a little bit of pleasure to your own feet. If you treat your own feet like you treat your neck or you treat your body, that is to say, you dress your feet and you give them protection, comfort, but also aesthetic. And that's the whole idea between socks producers and distributors like you. But the question of everybody is, how do you maintain socks? Well, the first question for a guy like me is, how do you do to make sure you have your two pairs? Because so many people have different socks, and everybody has this problem one time in their life. I even knew that a company, not so long ago, they created socks by 3 to make sure that people will...
you put the spare sock aside and you never find it again when you need it.
Exactly. So, and there's the same problem, because when you have 3, you lose 2. Because you're less focused. Anyway, so... give us a little crash course. And I know it's very important for people, because people, they say, okay, well, I'm interested in buying cashmere socks or silk socks or even high-level cotton, but how do you maintain this? Do you give it to the dry cleaner?
No, you can machine wash them using delicate programs. You can also just wash them by hand, because socks is just sweat, so washing them by hand with not too hot water is enough. If you prefer to use your machine, it's possible. You must avoid tumble dry, because it will...
No drying.
No drying.
You have to put them flat or half.
Exactly. It's enough, and so it's easy to take care of. Okay, so
it's a legend, and socks can be totally damaged. Of course, if you wash them at...
if you use the wrong temperature for wools, they will shrink. If you spin dry it too quickly for wools also, it will also make them shrink. But if you use the right program, there is no problem.
But the best is by hand.
Best is by hand. But once again, there is a big difference between the vegetal fibers like cotton, linen, and the animal fiber like wool. And you need to take much more care with the...
Of course. And specifically cashmere, which I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, cashmere wool is not from sheep, but it's from goats from Mongolia. So it's a very, very precious...
what makes these precious wool soft is the thinness of the fibers, and it's also what makes the fragility, unfortunately.
So now you understand, everybody. The first rule is try to not wear your sock too often, or wash them wear them for 1 or 2 days and then wash them, so that they're not difficult to wash, because it's only sweat.
And then there is no stain to remove.
And then the second thing is wash them gently. If you are courageous like I am by hand, I'm joking, I'm not so courageous, but I like to take care of my stuff, and Sonia is helping me a lot, of course, but she's laughing behind the camera. And so that's the first thing. And second thing is that don't be too afraid about this legend. If you do care, if you do it just gently, normally they will survive. But my advice is, when they dry, do not tumble dry them for sure, and make them dry horizontally. Horizontally, not like, and you can, what do you say, darling? Tell it.
They have a special bag.
You are providing a special little bag.
Fortunately, Sonia is here to remind us that
it's
to avoid...
a little pouch, right?
Yes, exactly. It's answering to your question how not to lose them. We have a washing bag. You put them, you close the bag, and then when the machine is over, they're still in the bag, and it avoids that they go down the drain or nowhere where you don't know. It prevents them to disappear in the machine, like they tend to.
And to bug your machine at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, enough of washing is not our favorite subject, but we had to explain to you how to maintain. Now I'm going to show you something you've never seen. And I think it's behind me. Yes, it is behind me. So we spoke about cotton, silk, cashmere, and here I have a material which is maybe more expensive by weight than gold. For sure more expensive than caviar, more expensive than many things. It's called Vicuña. So this is, I like those people because they really go to the very end of what they do. You may not be a lot of people producing Vicuña socks in the world. Are you alone? The only one, maybe?
In socks, maybe, because there is not a big market for Vicuña socks.
So just to give you an idea, this pair of socks is $600?
Yes.
Something like that? Exactly. So even me, I don't have exactly the wallet to buy $600 socks. but it's made of Vicuña. Tell us about what is Vicuña.
Vicuña is a fantastic fiber, and it's very rare because the world annual production is for cashmere.
Yeah.
It's 15,000
tons. Yeah.
Whereas for Vicuña it's 8.
8. It's nothing.
8.
It's
Not 8,000.
it's
8.
8 tons
Yeah,
worldwide.
yeah.
And so, if I remember well, it's coming from a llama, a special breed of small llamas that they just comb the neck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this small animal will not reproduce itself in captivity, so you cannot have it in farms or things like that. And
they have to be free in the nature.
They have to be free. And
it means they don't produce the wool, and if they are in captivity, they don't even reproduce.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, so they have to be free.
Yes.
In the how do you say Cordillère des Andes in English? In the Andes, how do you say? In the Andes Mountains, yeah. So it's in Bolivia and Peru.
And Chile.
And Chile. And so how do they do to comb them?
They the people in the villages around gather, make a
human chain.
Then catch them, comb them, and let them free after.
Oh, this is why it's so expensive.
Yes.
So this is a little bit. Oh my gosh, the touch is incredible. I'm almost afraid to damage them. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in my life I have Vicuña socks in my hand, and it's quite an experience actually. And there's some clients.
Yeah, well, we have, especially in the US, but all over the world,
Yeah. So if some of you who are listening to this show or watching this show are interested in luxury material, I know that you created specifically for the USA another website which is called?
William Abraham.
WilliamAbraham.com. Yeah. And this is your website with your production, but only on high-level materials.
I just correct you because we did not create it.
You bought it.
Yeah, we bought it from Bram Frankel, who is an American guy who was passionate in socks, and he during 5 years almost, he just went to Italy, see all workshops, visit all yarn fabrics, the Petit Filati, which is also in Florence, and
the spinners, we call it, the yarn spinners.
And so he spent a lot of time learning everything you can learn about socks
to select the best material.
To select only the best. So it's he did fantastic work, and then we bought the website, and we are now selling these crazy socks
in America, mainly in America?
Mainly in America. Of
For
course, it's available.
Historical reason, because he was American, and so he had mainly customers
in the US. Tell the name again.
WilliamAbraham.com.
William Abraham. We're going to put them on the comment section, of course, on William Abraham, and it's only for not only but cashmere, high level cotton.
Exactly, and it was part of our global will to have all the socks available from the very best material to the because people have different expectations concerning socks. Some people only want very soft socks, very thin socks, very warm socks, or very durable socks. So this is why also we've made this range called super durable for people who tend to wear their socks very quickly. And so this is why we've developed with Mazarin this range of socks for which we use a rubbing abrasive machine to test all the socks and test all the yarns.
These are crazy people. They are rubbing the socks and they measure the time to make a hole. Can you believe that? This doesn't mean they go as far as this, and you created this hyper durable. We say super durable.
Super durable
in French.
Exactly.
I would say hyper durable.
Super solid in French.
Solid in French.
And super durable in English.
And people are very happy with them because they are.
Yes, exactly.
They last longer.
Very long. It's so some people, because of the way they walk, the shoes they wear, or for many reasons, tend to make holes in their socks very quickly. And for those people, we've created this range, and I think it's an excellent product.
Now, what I suggest, thank you for all this. This is fascinating. Can you understand that? I like all these stories behind, because in our sartorial world, and not only because for you, I suppose your customership goes way beyond people who are interested in suiting and everything, but it's maybe the core of your public. People are very interested because they take this as an element of style. It's always fascinating that if you really scratch behind the surface, you see very quickly some fascinating artisanship, craftsmanship, some gestures, some traditions, specifically in Italy. Now, let's put, for the first time, I was about to say, let's put, normally you put your feet in socks, but today we're going to put our hands into socks. So, of course, you started with plain socks, and now let's have some little bit of fun. Show us a little bit of sample. For example, there's this very interesting sock, you call it vanissé in French. I don't know if there's a word for
I'm
English.
going to find one.
This
one. So, what's the word in English for vanissé?
I think it's vanissé.
The Italian also use this word with the accent on the
So what's the idea is that it looks like it is blue, but when you stretch it, it's not exactly blue. It is blue
and you have red in the rib.
And
they are reversible.
Yeah, they are reversible. So if you wear them inside out, they will be red and with a tiny blue line.
Yeah.
So, and what is funny is that these two yarns, so red and blue, are knitted together, and the wool, the blue, the blue is in front of the red, so you don't see the red except in the rib, because it's a reversed stitch.
Show me another color of this one. You have another color? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is very interesting because for people who, Sonia is doing big gestures behind the camera. I count they are locked, baby.
We will open.
Yeah, I want to show how it looks on reverse. You can open. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, you see? So on this side, you can wear it. It's blue with a red line. Put it on the floor. Don't worry. It's here. And then on the other side, it's red with a blue line. So you can literally wear
and it's possible for one reason. It's possible because there is this remaillage that is perfectly flat.
This
linking,
Okay.
And when you sew the ends of the socks at the end, and because it's perfectly flat, so that's why you can wear them
and that's
inside out.
For many people. I know, for example, a few people close to our family. It's our son. He can't stand having anything in here. He will be very happy with this kind of sock. I am too. So it's called the vanissé. I like it because if people are not very bold, they want to do it a little bit slowly and amp up their game into sock. They can start with this. And then you do this in multiple colors.
Yeah, and this is navy and red, so it's still bright. But when customers come and ask for 10 pair of black socks, we like to, for example, offer him like one black and gray, and sometimes it's the first time in their adult life they are wearing something else that's only black socks. And then when he comes back 1 year after we say maybe you can now you're ready. You
can jump to the navy,
black and navy, and then at the end he will wear these socks. So
and this is interesting what you say because. I must say, I'm from a generation, I was born in 1963. I remember my father say, if you don't want to take risks, my son, just wear black socks or gray socks. But it's not true anymore because now things have changed and you prove every day that socks can be worn and you don't become a clown all of a sudden because you have beautiful socks. It can, on the contrary, I can even say something to you. With this more casual world now, some people, they don't dare to dress too much and going to office. And for some of them, they like to express themselves with a beautiful pair of socks. And I don't know if your clients are telling this to you, but I have a lot of our readers or subscribers, when so many times they say, oh, Sonia did a show on socks not long ago. We put it online probably a few weeks ago, a few months ago, let's say. And we have so many people when they try real socks like that, with a little bit of flair, with a little bit of personality, most of the time they have compliments.
Exactly.
Because people say, oh, wow, you have beautiful socks. And it's very interesting. Now, show me another pattern. For example, the Houndstooth. I can see it from now. I'm sorry, it's the furthest. Careful of your glass of Chablis. No, it's water. Don't worry.
So, here it's royal blue and red. So the contrast is
This is Houndstooth. So we use the Houndstooth. It's originally for suits, right? For
yes,
fabrics.
exactly, fabrics.
And then you knit it. It's beautiful. There's another pair of Houndstooth.
Yes.
Yes.
Two lighter ones.
Oh, wow. I
More
like
for
that.
summer.
Yeah.
This one, you feel the difference here. This is 100% not mercerized cotton. You feel the softness.
Ah, this is unmercerized.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, this is different.
Yes,
In touch.
very
Yeah.
different.
So it is from this kind
Yes,
of...
exactly.
So yeah, it's softer. This one is drier.
Yeah, it's a bit drier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a little bit more shiny, this
Yeah.
one, than this
Bit
one.
more formal.
Okay. And then you get bird's eye somewhere.
Yeah.
I saw
For
bird's
example,
eye.
here I have a Birdseye
I
socks.
love people. This is with the Willy Wonka of socks. You know? And isn't it beautiful, this pair of socks? And once again, we're not speaking about unaffordable. This is luxury.
Yeah,
This is true luxury.
yeah, it's true luxury and
For
true
20, 30 bucks. You know,
Yeah.
it's affordable.
This is $27, something like this.
So
26.
this is, and this is, if you gift this to anybody, this is always a good gift. Because I remember when I was gifted socks by my mom, sometimes, oh, not again. You know, she's going to buy me these stupid tennis socks, 5 pairs for $2.
Yeah.
And I was bored. But now when I discovered Mes Chaussettes Rouges a long time ago, you revived the interest of people. And now when you receive this, and we're going to speak about the perfume a little bit later,
Yeah.
it's a real event because you can have real cashmere and you can teach people about the material.
Yeah.
Tell us about the bird's eye.
So Birdseye is a very nice pattern because
Show me, explain.
it's a jacquard.
Yes?
So you can have two colors, and it's a very subtle way to have a new color because these two colors,
Yes.
when you are like 2 meters from the socks of
Yeah.
the guy you're speaking with,
Yeah, you can't really perceive
yeah,
them.
but you see that the color is very interesting, and this is a color we could not reach with a single yarn. So
Yeah.
this
We
in
call it
French
bird's eye
Yeah,
in English.
yeah.
In France we say?
caviar, and it's in the family.
In
of
France it's all about food.
yeah, it's all about food.
We call it caviar in
Yeah,
France
yeah.
and bird's eye in English.
Yeah, exactly.
This is weird, but this is more formal a little bit. This,
Yeah, a bit more formal, but still it's
Yeah, it also
colorful.
depends
so-
on the colors because
Yeah.
if you take
the one next to you, Vincent.
yeah, this one where that mixes light blue and strong pink,
Yeah.
fuchsia,
Oh wow, that's cool.
is a bit less formal. So it also depends on the
Color contrast.
It's a fine pattern, but depending on the color, it can be less formal.
Yeah, yeah. Did you notice in your customership with all this? So there's a lot of beautiful shoes. Let's take a last one, for example, what you call the
This Transat.
Transat. Yeah, this is a little bit more. Give a little bit. This is very strong.
This
Yeah,
one?
this one.
Yeah, the
It's
name of
very,
this pattern.
looks like
Yeah.
the sea. It reminds me. Of the
Yeah,
sea.
because Transat comes from the word Transat chair, and
Yeah.
Transat chair comes from the transatlantic
Yes.
boat
Yes.
from Europe to the US and to the US to France and to Europe.
This is a bit more sporty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit more.
Yeah.
And what is very different is with this one.
Yeah.
In both cases, it's vertical stripes,
Yes.
but this is a jacquard, so the color contrasts much more in a jacquard
Yes.
than in a vanissé.
Okay, I understand.
So-
because when you do this, it stays the same
Yeah.
sock, and this one,
Yeah.
it's a different sock directly.
Yeah, and the blue here does not change the white because it's not knitted with the white. And
behind.
It's behind, but not knitted. It goes straight. We call it floating yarn.
Okay.
So
The two colors will not interfere
yeah,
with one another.
Hallelujah! Look at that! All these socks. I'm so happy. This is. You know, I love this kind of product because it allows people to have a little bit of the dream of. This is real luxury stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of affordable, but you can feel, the softness. And for us who love to dress up, to have beautiful ties, beautiful suits. I can tell you that it's an element of style that can really add some personality. And so now let's speak about a very complicated subject, because you know that in Europe we call it mi-bas.
Yeah.
That is to say, it's knee high. We call it knee high socks. This is what we consider socks for us. Except away from knee-high socks, these are not socks. But in America, they like it on the calf, right?
yeah. We still have a lot of customers buying over the calf socks. So
Yeah.
socks that are reaching the knees, and they call it knee-high socks or over the calf. But indeed,
in America, they prefer.
In America, there are a lot of customers who also buy mid-calf socks.
Yes.
Yeah. The best country in the world for over the calf is Italian, because Italians, they don't understand how people can wear mid-calf socks. And in France, it's more like in the US.
Are you sure? So maybe I'm Italian in the spirit in this case.
Yeah. I think you're Italian on this subject.
Okay. But you have to understand the reason why we prefer high socks. It's first of all, it's in terms of comfort, because you put your socks in the morning, they will not go down.
Yeah, actually the idea is to use the shape of the calf to stay up, because they go above the muscle.
Exactly.
And use the shape of the calf and so stay up.
So it's a false belief that is not comfortable. On the contrary, it's much more comfortable than the mid-calf. Yeah. And the second thing is that when you cross your legs, you're in a business meeting and you're about to close a deal. And all of a sudden you have these stupid low socks, and then you cross your legs, and you expose to everybody your beautiful hairs on your calves. Me, I have no hair on my calves. Very lucky. And it can, honestly, I found this really, really deal-breaking.
Yeah.
You know, even if you go on a date, you have a beautiful woman, and then you cross your legs and she can discover all your hair on your calves. And say, what is that? You know, and with a beautiful eye over the calf pair of socks, you are protected.
Yeah, completely protected.
Did I say
Yeah. It's a perfect way to say it, and it's much more comfortable, and you forget your socks. This is very important. You put them in the morning, you forget them, and at the end of the day, when you take off your clothes to go in your bed, you
find them where you left them.
Yeah, exactly. But to make everybody happy, at meschaussettesrouges.com, you can still buy.
Yes, of course, because it's so knee-high socks is often a matter of habit, because a lot of people never tried knee-high socks. Or also for many reasons they prefer mid-calf. So we have a wide range of mid-calf socks.
Yes.
Mid-calf socks are also useful when you have very fitted trousers that would stick to your trousers, and when if you don't like to...
Me, I do this. Sorry, Cosmos, I do this. Because sometimes there's static electricity.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we don't care.
But if you do care, you can take mid-calf socks, and it will avoid this problem.
Okay. So, people from America, first thing, you have a false belief that high socks are uncomfortable. It's the reverse. They are much more comfortable because you're going to forget them. You're not going to have to pull them all day long. And second thing, for us, it's a sign of elegance. When you cross your leg, you don't expose your body to anybody, and this is just a matter of fact. But at meschaussettesrouges.com, you can find any kind of luxury shop. We can say you're the biggest online shop in the world, offering the widest range of luxury shop.
I think we have around 600 different styles of socks.
Wow.
For anyone, if you want compression socks, if you want socks without elastic because you don't like the pressure of socks, if you want very durable socks, very warm socks,
and if I want, for example, hunting socks or skiing socks,
we have them.
Everything.
Yes,
any kind of socks I can dream of.
Tennis socks,
everything. And if you don't have them, as far as I know, you can make them,
of course,
because these gentlemen are the only company in the world who are crafting right there in Paris, and we're going to show you some pictures, which is an enormous machine, is fascinating knitting machine. What's the brand of this machine? It's from Italy.
Busi Giovanni,
which is the Rolls-Royce of knitting machine.
Yeah, it's not the largest company, but just like Rolls-Royce, it's not the largest car company in the world.
Yes.
And but it's a great machine because it works very well, and
it's very reliable.
Very reliable,
and it's not focused on the productivity machine. It's focused on quality and the.
And so we can speak about bespoke socks.
Yeah.
In this case, that is to say, somebody wants to come at your shop. He has some different mensuration. Some people have very heavy calf or whatever, or he wants to mix some cashmere with some different pattern. He can choose pretty much everything.
If you want Houndstooth in cashmere in size US 15, it's possible.
Okay. So I'm a customer.
Yeah.
I come, I want to have my bespoke socks. So if I'm online, maybe we exchange a few ideas and you send a test.
Yeah, we send prototype samples to make sure the customer is happy and to make sure we are clear on the measurement he gave me.
Okay.
And
but if work in person, so
it's
can do
easier,
a
of course.
Yeah, the full experience is in the shop.
Full experience.
So,
for example, we are one of our first customer for bespoke socks was Teddy Riner.
Yes.
Teddy Riner is a world
he's the Olympic champion of judo, heavyweight.
Heavyweight is one of the rare persons that makes the machine look small.
Yeah, he's a very tall guy. Combien il fait?
2.06 m, I think.
So close to, it's like an NBA player, basically. It's almost 7 foot, is it possible? 7 foot something. And it's a world of several time world champion and Olympic champion of judo, 10 times. So this guy is a piece of work. He's an enormous guy. Very kind guy.
Very kind guy.
And so he was one of the first customers for the bespoke socks.
Yeah, and it was the first socks that fit him during since he was adult, because all socks he was trying before are of course too small. So
so it's not only for the aesthetics, of course you can choose anything, but it's also for the comfort.
It's also for the comfort, yes.
So walk us through the process. I arrive, I got an idea, so we choose, I suppose, a fabric. Or a mix of fabric. I choose a pattern. You measure me. And
we take measurement. In fact, we take a lot of measurement, because when you dress the feet, in fact, what interests me as a maker of socks is the volume. But no one knows the volume of its foot, and the length of the foot is only one dimension out of three, because volume is always 3 dimensions. So we take a lot of measurement, and then I need to know. Measurement is not enough, because I need to know how the customer wants to feel the socks, because you can have stitches that are very loose or instead
very tight.
Very tight, and because if he's very thin, it will be a tighter stitch, and if he's like Teddy Riner, it will be much looser. So it's
and so you can program the machine.
And I can do something different on the top of the calf and at the ankle, because the ankle is of course much smaller. So all this, and we can also adjust the tension of the elastic on the top. We can adjust the highness of the heel. So there are so many.
You program the machine.
We program the machine,
and then it works by itself.
And then it works.
How long does it take to just create one sock?
When it's for Teddy Riner, it takes a lot of time, and when it's for someone small, it's something that around 15 minutes for one pair. And
15 minutes.
Quite long. Because the machine can make 40,000 stitch per minute, but there is a lot and a lot and a lot of stitch.
By the way, I just remember now. So how many kilometers of yarn are there in this pair?
Roughly 2 kilometers, so more than a mile.
2 kilometers will be 1.2 miles, 1.3 miles. So in this pair of socks of yarn, you have 1.3 miles of yarn. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's something that you cannot imagine. It was one of the things that was very interesting for us when we bought this machine, because in the beginning, when we just wanted to retail Gammarelli, we had the idea, like most people do, that making socks is a process where you push a button and you have the socks
and
going.
That's it.
And that's it. And actually, among all the socks that you have here, we need 10 different machines to make all this type of socks, depending on if you want to have ribs or not, if you want to have thick socks, thinner socks. Each type of socks requires a specific machine.
And even during the same day, sometimes when the humidity is changing, you have to change some parameters in the machine. When you change the color, because the dark color, it's much more dyed. So you need to adjust some of the parameters.
Yes.
Because the yarn will react differently.
Okay.
So it's
That's a fantastic thing.
It's technically, it's funny because a lot of friends we have ask us the question, but do you still learn something 12 years after starting your company in socks?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, it's much more fascinating than you said about
and
socks. How can we do a 45-minute talk or 1 hour talks about socks? I'm still, because we have so many things to cover, and I know in production we have a problem with batteries, so we have to be a little bit quicker now to finish and to wrap it up. But, so, if I want a bespoke, what's the prices of a bespoke pair? It's not only one pair.
Yeah, you need to buy, because the setup is complicated, so you need to buy at least 8 pairs, and it costs 40 euros per pair for cotton socks, 80 for silk socks, and 120 for cashmere socks.
So once again, it's not totally crazy.
No,
it's affordable, and it's for the comfort and of your feet, and you can choose everything. You know, we live in a custom world. More and more people had a wake-up call. I think little by little, I hope we participated a little bit to that movement, to that to say, we live in a standardized world, and going as far as to make, it's maybe once in a lifetime experience, ladies and gentlemen, to go and see those beautiful gentlemen and say, maybe I can grant myself, you know, the socks of my dreams. Or at least I know that when you ship socks, normal socks at 25 euros, red socks, for example, it's always beautifully packaged. I remember you write on the beautiful card with red ink. Yeah, if I remember well.
We
and
still
then
do it, of course.
You put a little bit of the psht.
We spray with
Habit Rouge.
Yeah, Habit Rouge, a Guerlain fragrance.
Yes.
It's the occasion to say the name of this fragrance because a lot of people are very curious to know.
Yes.
So we have also customers calling from the other end of the world because they want to know what the smell is.
Yeah, it's Habit Rouge from
Guerlain. Yeah, and we really love both the name, the smell, and also the idea of spraying the socks that comes from the nose from Guerlain.
Yes, nose of Guerlain is one of our friends called Thierry Vasseur. I think I introduced
exactly.
You. It's a very sweet man.
Very
such
sweet,
a talented guy,
guy.
and it's the nose of Guerlain, the most famous perfumer in the world, and so they spray a little bit. So if you want to grant somebody a very different present, it's very important. I want to tackle a last subject because you will see how these two gentlemen are passionate with what they do. You may or may not know, ladies and gentlemen, that this past month actually, we were celebrating the bicentenary. I don't know how we say that in English. Bicentenary? Bicentenary. Thank God our coach Sonia is here. Thank you, darling. The 200 years celebrations of the death of Napoleon, the Emperor of France. And those two people had the luck, and we're going to show it to you just in a moment. You had an incredible luck to be able to buy in an auction a pair of socks from the Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was worn by Napoleon Ier.
Yeah.
And it was in the collection of in Monaco, because I think it's the father or the grandfather of Albert de Monaco was passionate about Napoleon, so he had a huge collection, and it was there, and we were very lucky to be able to buy it during an auction, which was organized by an auctioneer very close to our shop. And
so we're going to show it to you. These are the real socks of Napoleon. So we can say the Emperor wore these socks that we are showing.
Yeah, this is 100% sure.
Yeah.
And so that's what makes them very special.
Yeah.
And when this auctioneer start talking us about these socks, we said, yeah, it's interesting, but okay, we're not a museum, so I don't think we will buy it.
Yeah.
And when we saw these socks, how thin they are, how delicate they are, we wanted to buy it to show it in the shop so that our shop is much more beautiful and makes... This is very interesting for people to see that 200 years ago, more than 200 years ago, the craftsmanship in France was already incredible.
How thin is the silk?
Yeah, how thin the embroidery.
As you can see, this is crazy. And though you push the ball a little bit further,
Yeah.
Because you didn't say, okay, now we have the socks of the emperor. Well done. I mean, it's very legit for you to have this because you have a beautiful sock shop. Well, the shop of these people is...
Napoleon's body is 800 meters from our shop in Paris.
Hallelujah. This is incredible. And then those people went a little bit further. So I'm sorry, my director is going to kill me, but I have to do some big movement. They did replicas of the socks of the emperor, but not only in white, as we showed you, but in different colors.
Yeah.
And for that, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this thing. I don't know if you can catch it on the camera, Cosmos. You good? Okay. This is a reproduction of the column, which is in Place Vendôme.
Exactly.
In the middle of Place Vendôme. I don't know if you know Paris. Place Vendôme is the place where all the jewelers are. It's a very, very famous place.
Yeah, it was one of the most beautiful places in Paris.
Yes.
In the middle, we have this column, and few people actually know that there is this incredible...
all these
engravings, all around 280 meters of engravings, all around the column that tells
the story of
Napoleon.
Yeah. The most famous battles, his crown.
Exactly.
And not one is all different. It's the life of Napoleon told
all around.
So the real column is Place Vendôme. And then you did a reproduction.
Yeah, it was very difficult to have all this, to have the good file to make it possible. But
you see how crazy? I told you, huh?
Yeah.
You're going to be fascinated. And listen, so now my director, he was pissed, but now he's really going to kill me because I'm going to stand up. So I'm going to do this with the microphone, like that. I hope you hear me. And we're going to open it. So it goes like that?
Yes, pull
Look
it.
at that. Mamma mia. Look at that. Oh, wow, we can see. So that's the column. It's in cardboard. And then open it, Jack.
So the original socks of Napoleon is white, and what we wanted is that if people buy these socks, we want people to wear them, and we know that white is not the easiest color to wear. Yeah. So we made different colors that match different moments of the life of Napoleon. So
the uniform, as it was the pupils. The outfit when he was a consul, the black of his very famous hat called the bicorn.
Yes. So everything is
everything had a signification.
Yeah. You pushed it very far,
and everything is explained here. So how we bought it, the different life of Napoleon when he was Premier Emperor, Premier Consul, when he was Emperor. This is Austerlitz, of course. And this is Grenadier de la Garde. I know you like uniform of soldiers. So
this is crazy. You see,
and
this is for me.
And on the other,
on the back you have the column.
And the back you have the column from Place Vendôme. Oh, my microphone is like that since I'm sorry. Is that okay? Thank God, Electro Voice is with us. These are the best microphones in the world. They're very. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So you really pushed it very far.
Yeah,
How many of these did you make?
Only 1,821.
And people
like the year he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. 1,821 because Napoleon died in 1,821. These people are crazy. Thank God he didn't die in 2,645,000. I'm just joking. This is a blast. I mean, okay, so we've been talking about socks. It's probably an hour, Cosmos. I asked my director, an hour. It was a blast to have you, my friends, around the table. So I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking here with Jacques and Vincent, the founders, the co-founders. We call them the kings of socks, and the co-founders of Mes Chaussettes Rouges. If you don't know French, type on Google Translate my red socks, and you will find how to write Mes Chaussettes Rouges. .com. This is probably the most incredible luxury socks store online in the world. They have a boutique, of course, in Paris. And if you live in the USA and you're very interested in high luxury socks, you can go to williamabraham.com. We're going to put this on the comment section of this. Well, a few advice for, because I'm sure the question will come. People who say, Mr. Jacomet, how do I pair my socks with my shoes? And how do I pair my shoes with my tie, with my belt, with my... Well, my answer is use your eyes and try them on. Because sometimes you look at a pair of socks like that and you say, oh, I will never wear that stuff. It's impossible. And then when you try them on, all of a sudden, it becomes possible. Yeah. You have customers who have been progressing on that.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's that's my first advice. So there's no recipe. If you have some people telling you, oh, with this kind of color, you should wear this kind of color, and with this kind of square, we should avoid the strap. Okay, there's a few rules to follow, but honestly, the best rule is your eyes, your taste. And if you are pleased in front of the mirror, there's big chances that people will be pleased with what they see. So trust. You can learn the basics, but trust your eye and trust your heart also, because after all this, it's about yourself, how you present yourself to others, how you want to be at your best. And socks is now part of the game. Exactly. It was a pleasure to have you, Jacques.
Thank you, Hugo.
Thank you, Hugo.
It was a big pleasure.
And we hope, we are following each other since we started all together this adventure in 2009. Let's say, I hope to see you again in 10 years. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're going to see each other before.
We have drink of Chablis before.
A few glasses of champagne before.
Excellent.
But I hope, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you the envy, at least to give it a chance. Try this. I'm not selling everything. I have no shares in their company. These are just my friends. But what the work they are doing in this era is remarkable. And it's really interesting that you can, and you will see when you will receive your first parcel from Mes Chaussettes Rouges with this beautiful smell and all these luxury socks, you will change your mind about socks and you will discover that it can become a style, an element of style which can, you will fall in love. Me, I love my socks. You have no idea. I'm becoming almost crazy about them. I can tell you a secret. I try not to open them as long as I can. You know, when I buy socks, I keep them as an object of honor almost, because it's, you know, when I open my drawer and I put my hands, I wash the older ones, but I don't open the new ones. I try to keep them. I do the same with shoes. When I receive new shoes, I don't wear them because I don't want to destroy the soul. I'm a little bit obsessional, but after all, you know, this is in little details in life that you make life more interesting and, in my opinion, also even more spiritual. You know, if we only live in this materialistic world, you know, at the heart of the most materialistic passion, because you can say, oh, this is very materialistic to all these talks about matters and socks, but there's always something spiritual at the heart of the most materialistic passion. Never forget that. I give you an appointment to the next episode of Sartorial Talks. In the meantime, take care of yourself and your family. Bye-bye, my friends. See you soon.